Hey! Subscribing and liking the vids does go a long way on the channel. But what if you want to support me even further? And I have something for you, acolytes. I have a Patreon with 4 tiers going up to £30 is the max, so easily affordable. And if you want to go a step further, subscribing to my Patreon will give you many special benefits like early access to my videos and behind the scenes content. So you'll get many gifts in return for supporting me and the channel. So the link is in the description, and thank you for helping me in the long run. Let's get on with the video! Hey boy, got some trouble on the farm right there, sunshine. Those fairy cows are hard to work with on that damn fancy land. I mean, you don't milk them right, they're this far away. Here boy. Also, don't forget me started on those damn frog sheep. Don't know how they work, but they're frog sheep. That's how crazy in this fancy world, boy. Hey, Brandine! Don't forget we are. What we're having tonight? Probably tennis soup.
Soup again. Come on, baby.
Yeah, I know we were late and all. I know you're my wife, but probably over late. Do have my wife. Anyway, be quiet. Oh, who's the next? Oh yeah. So rabbit horses. That's what I need to work on next. Those damn rabbit horses are fast and belts right. Oh hey. Again working on this farm and trouble here. Got the damn wife of a sister, or sister or a wife. My relatives are coming over. Well, my mum and dad. My mum and aunt are basically the same person. My uncle and dad are the same person too. Weird dot world. Eh? What's that? Ah shit, we've been invaded by goblins. Hey Brandine, go and get the shotgun. Those goblins back again. I'll deal with them with this controller right here, boy. Yep, I think that's too many. That's a lot out there, you know. I think it's more than a shotgun. I think we need a whole... Oh, wait a second. I know the person to call. Right back. And don't fuck any of your cousins, or let those goblins do it, because her they're real rapists. But that's a problem in that family. I married her, but they're rape. Anyway, they're coming. How you doing, acolyte Samuel? Cool. Welcome to the Goblins Lair review. That was meant to be out in July, but illnesses struck and now it's November. Originally it was going to be this. And imagine getting clips of that. Because the last time I did a over 20 episode review and this happened. It was hell. Literal hell.
What kind of madhouse is this?
So yeah, I'm doing Goblins Lair now. I'll probably do Bronze and Steel here in the future somewhere. I don't know when. I don't know when I had plan that, to be honest. But yeah. Yeah, so obviously this and the Deity thing was supposed to be in July, but Deity was done in August and now we're doing Goblin Slayer. But yeah. So how will this review be edited for? I mean, I'm recording it Monday and it'll be up not tomorrow's Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. So maybe long, I don't know, maybe it could be shorter, I don't know. But could be shorter as we do some help this time. You'll see the help. Wink. But yeah, so anyway. Obviously Goblin Slayer is another fantasy show, not Isekai, not sure about that yet. But that's one of the manga. The Goblin Slayer could be from another world, for all you know, but from you know, he's just Goblin Slayer at the moment, just fantasy. It's logical, you don't have any fantasies that are also Isekai. Yeah, but also it's very controversial anyway, mainly because of the beginning and what's happened afterwards. But we'll get to that too, we'll get to a lot of stuff, baby. Stuff. So yes, let's get into the review then, boy. Let's go. Yeah, so we start the opening then, and it goes like this.
Oh my God. What a twist.
Yeah, really not think you special on opening, because one is very melodramatic that, and you probably go, yeah, goblins, but that was very slow and like unnerving and stuff like that. Also, you're on Irish accent, no Japanese here. Make it like this. Or like this.
I was born in a Dublin street where the royal drums did beat, and the loving English feet they trundle over us. And every single night that my father came home tight, he'd invite the neighbours outside of this corner. Come out, you lickin' pan, come out and fight me like a man.
Yeah, but he didn't expect the opening to have like a weird Irish accent singing voice. I think it makes it good actually, but well, fighting's going on in the background and very slow moving and unprecedented like that. And that would be very slow and melodramatic and fast and fighting. Yeah, that. It's not surprising, because it is a very bleak world, somewhat if you count the goblins. And it's preparing you to
Buckle up, buckaroo!
So this is where he gets to the story, and it goes like this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Calm down, we only just started. Don't know what that was going is, but again, at least it's not bad as this dude kind of saw them swing it everywhere. The cat. Yeah, so the story is basically in a fantasy world basically. But that's not the main threat. Is not the demon lord which apparently is risen. It's not zombies. Not from Game of Thrones here. But it's goblins. Gobble, 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 gobble. Now, the reason it's goblins because goblins are like very vicious in this world. We'll get to goblins later on, but this is.
I am dead inside.
Don't know what I did there, but yeah, this is a fuck, and apparently there's a person out there who's going to deal with them. You can only deal with them and nothing else, unless you trick him somewhat, but you only deal with.
I'm sure you've heard by now about the growing number of demons in the capital.
No.
Leading them is a demon king. He's been resurrected. Now he's gathering forces because he wants to take over the world.
I see.
That's why we came. We need somebody with your skills.
Ask someone else.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so basically, it's just basically about goblins. Goblin, 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 goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin. Goblin. Goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin. Goblin.
Goblin.
Goblin. Goblin だ。
ゴブリン。ゴブリン。ゴブリンスレイヤーさん。
ゴブリンだ。
ゴブリン。
ゴブリン。ゴブリン。
ゴブリン。
ゴブリンスレイヤー。
ゴブリン。
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 ゴブリンの。
ゴブリン。ゴブリンスレイヤーさん。
ゴブリンだ。
ゴブリン。ゴブリンスレイヤーさん。ゴブリンの群れ。
ゴブリン。ゴブリン。ゴブリン。
ゴブリン。ゴブリンスレイヤーさん。
I just want it to stop.
So basically, yeah, there's no goblins, but it's also set in a fantasy world. You'll see the characters. We'll get to that thing, you know, can't do too much in these sections. And again, we'll just notice I did these little chapter intro type things in sections now. If that works, I'll put in the chapters. Never had them before and they seem a bit messy, you don't know what I'm talking about half the time when I actually get to it. If it works, I don't know. Try something new. But yeah, it's in a fantasy world. You don't know who's an Izukai and Goblin say got run over in a previous life by anti-sentiment van that's going around running people over and sending them to a land of waifus. That van is odd out like there. I don't know where that van came from. Yeah, basically the story is just a basic fantasy one. As basic as the white bits. Basic white bits you see in Starbucks or Costa Coffee. Oh yes, I'm going to upset people at this review, boy. I'm going for everyone. But yeah, basically it's a basic fantasy story, but focusing on goblins. Just goblins, you know. Mean with so, goblins. But anyway, let's get into the characters then, shall we? And we got some characters to get through. By the way, the characters, they have not actual proper names. They go by like Goblin Slayer, the Priestess, High Elf Archer, Dwarf Seaman, Lizard Man, basically thing like this. Yeah, so no character in this title show has their own name. They're up by the title or something, or something like that, or referring to something that they work for. They have no names. Don't know if that's like that in the manga or light novels it has. I could check. I could do a manga reading or light novel reading of it. But it's weird to have no names because they'd be hard to forget. Because, well, Goblin Slayer has 2 names, but they're just random names.
Oh, hi. Wait a minute. Who are you?
So we're getting to the characters' lens. They're talking about how they're not have actual names. And this one needs no introduction as he's the title of the show.
I am Goblin Slayer.
He said it! He said it!
Oh yeah, and basically he's the Doomslayer of this world and he's ready for some rip and tear. Rip and tear. Basically, when you think about it, he's Carl Rittenhouse of this universe, dealing with goblins who are out there just want to terrorise people. And basically, the reason why you want to go after these goblins is it's stemmed from this.
Gotcha, bitch!
They burn and destroy whatever they want. They kill your friends and your family. Then they plunder what's left. Now, imagine if your older sister was attacked. She'd be tortured, forced to endure unspeakable things, and then finally, killed. Let's say you witnessed all of this firsthand, holding your breath in a hiding spot, waiting to die.
I need to lie down.
So yeah, basically, but this show is quite deep actually for the comedy show about goblins. This obviously stems from PTSD of him being there, not able to do anything. Basically survivor's guilt too. This basically survivor's guilt is. A lot of soldiers and veterans have it. And basically trauma. So these little things from Noddy. I think the goblins are from Noddy. Yeah, they were goblins, right? Yeah, I think. Basically, fucked this boy up and now he's after them. Because he even knows so much about them as well. He knows this much.
You try to figure out the best way to kill them the next time. This would be the only thing that occupied your mind. You'd test every idea you came up with, no matter how absurd. And against your better nature, you'd start to enjoy it. A naive person might suggest you let the children live, but she's not thinking about how they'll grow up to attack the villages, stealing women and livestock to survive. You'll watch young, aspiring adventurers.
Will this be on the test?
Also, as you see later on, it can be easily fooled to go after goblins. So I wonder if this happens. Hey, Goblin Slayer, there's a school of goblins just down the road. Could you clear it out for us? Show me the way.
Oh my god!
Yep, definitely has goblins on the mind, this guy.
Goblin, 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 goblin.
Oh no. Not again.
Yeah, so he gets so mad at goblins that he even kills kid goblins.
Mistakes of the dead and adapt. There isn't a single reason to show them mercy.
But what if there was a good goblin? They might exist.
Maybe. If you looked hard, you might be able to find one. But in the end, the only good goblins are the ones who never show their faces to the light of day.
I'm just getting started.
Yep, so all that we won by right wingers who don't have to care about them after a while, and leftists who actually want babies to die in abortion and young. Suck it, bitches! Also, he's got all sorts of knowledge on like goblins and stuff like this. Basically, when he's in his camp, when he's in the camp with the other party, his sister apparently told him this.
Then one of the two above us now?
Yes. The Green Moon. That's where the goblins originated. Their green home.
Does that mean shooting stars are goblins?
I'm not sure. But that moon has no trees, grass, or water. It's a desolate place. And that makes them angry. They envy us because we have what they don't.
So is your sister a part of QAnon or something? Just a load of outrageous bullshit I heard since it's baloney. More baloney and baloney sandwich. Like what your sister want? Like, what was your sister doing?
More cookies! Have my love nectar mixed in the dough!
Also, goblins, they are Orc Bowl, the beard cutter, what do you want to call this dude? Just call him Gob. Hey Gob, how are you? Hey Gob, yeah. Hey. How you doing, Gob? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just walking down the street, just call me Gob. Gobby for longer. Just call me Gob. Also, Gob, let's call him Gob here, didn't I? Gob also is swole, baby.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy! Damn!
Swell is the goal, size is the prize. It's 8 o'clock, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a body, alright? Think his body's a temple? Well, it is a temple, I mean, look at that. Got more more muscles, but there shouldn't be muscles. Basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the 80s. Mix of Goldberg. And Brock Lesnar. Swole. So yeah, later on when he goes with the party and stuff like that, I don't think he can just kill goblins. He can kill every mythical creature. And that's just the outcome of it.
Yes, because goblins are far more troublesome than you.
I'm in danger!
Yeah, so you can kill goblins, but if you're not a goblin, you're not a threat to him. You can take down that demon god that's rising somewhere with a simple strike, I guess. Well, we probably wouldn't. We probably need to work up for that. You can't just take down a demon god. Where are you? And then level Final Fantasy character? Probably. I don't know if you are or not, but you are clearly. Clearly, baby. Yeah, that brings an end to Goblin Slayer. Whether this is the first season, obviously there's probably future seasons coming down. There's probably a lot more in the manga as well. You don't know about every character yet in this, unless you listen closely. Listen closely at this, and you still probably won't get it because there's still not much around. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on to what I think is the weakest character of the all. Is the priestess, not princess. Let's do the priestess.
Know how to read and write? I do. Those were skills taught at the temple. Perfect. Then please fill this form out for me.
Fresh meat.
I mean, the goblins will have a good time being fresh meat, her. The matter did this.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never
Yeah, the priestess did start with a different party at the beginning who are real dumbasses like this.
Even if that idiot can't cut them all down, I'll kill them with my bare hands.
Okay, Tifa, calm down.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle anything. And after this quest, we're gonna go kill a dragon.
Yeah, so that party didn't last long. That party didn't last long. They managed a controversy we'll get to later if someone else is not doing it. Wink, 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 wink. But yeah, Breeze is a completely different party. But again, see when we get to this, he's the most weakest character. Of course, he's like this. She's basically Argia is to remain like a healer throughout the high school DxD. She's that simple, but very churchy girl like that. That probably incels a lot, and probably something else. Yeah, so that's why I find it annoying. She's very pretty, you know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, no, I don't want to. No, no. Yes, he's that very sentimental. Got love, church loving, going. He came from the temple, and that's where he learned to read and write. Don't ask. But also, Goblin Slayer saves her as he does, you know, and then eventually forms like a relationship with him.
Spicy.
Yeah, throughout this anime, you do see her slowly still falling for the guy in the mask. I mean, the dude in the mask that's very broody and edgy. I mean, what would girls saw this poor guy? I mean, he's much better than this dude, and than these. Just saying.
About what I was saying to you a few days ago. I still don't think it's a very good idea to use flammable liquids, especially if it's in a cave.
What do you mean you can't? Well, of course you can. Throw in the hole. I'll have a smell of napalm in the morning. Not those burning, running corpses. I think those are goblins, right? They just hit throw it over the cave and hit a village. I'm pretty sure I got a cave. All those screams I hear then, I didn't. Yeah, probably goblin screams. But don't think goblins quite like human children. But you know, I'm pretty sure I got goblins. I know right Argia, I mean priestess. What are you giving that dirty look for? They didn't commit any war crimes. But yeah, that shows her very temperamental business. He's just very peaceful. Yes, so I just want to worship the gods and stuff like that. Again, she has to butter up anyway. Come on, get used to it.
Like I said, they were all pretty new.
Not a bad balance.
If it's the three I heard earlier, they ran way over their heads. Even my party had 4.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Okay, you probably won't get used to it, you just want to help people, but yeah, but that makes her a healer, doesn't it? Technically, she's the most important one in the party, because you don't need a healer, you are screwed. All Final Fantasy games tell you that. And Kingdom Hearts and any other games. Basically, without a healer, you're screwed. Dead as a doorknob. Down and dirty. I was saying she's all like peaceful and stuff like that. She's responsible for one of the biggest memes that come out of this show.
Keep that filth away from me!
You get used to it.
Yeah. So we do some meme rolls with this.
Keep that filth away from me!
You get used to it.
Keep that filth away from me!
You get used to it.
I hope you like them, boy. Whatever that may be. Yeah, so it's weird that he's all peaceful and that money, and she does like, yes, you'll enjoy it eventually. Yes, you will, yes, you will. Yes, master. Also, when there's a Goblin Slayer rescue her, as she's probably doesn't last on more than half the season length.
It's thanks to you. Without all your help, I never would have gotten this far.
I didn't do anything.
Of course you did. You saved me the first time we met.
Maybe.
A few moments later.
Fatality.
Yeah. So again, she comes back later anyways, you know, it's getting like anime, so they'll come back fine unless you're tied up, staked apart, killed by the goblins. Like those lot were beginning. Sorry you lot. No resurrection spells for you. You have to suck at your job. Well, apart from her, she did well. But the other two, you just stuck to your job. So yeah, it moves on from the priestess. Now we focus on the rest of the party. Let's start with these two, the good old ancestrals of old of fantasy, the elf and the dwarf.
107.
Oh my, is that all? You look older, much older. Those wrinkles.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Much imagination as the rocks you work. Always convinced you're the ones who are right.
Ha! And what do you know of the world? With a heart as small as your chest is flat.
Ouch, baby. Very ouch.
I wonder let's do this in battle. So weirdly, the high elf and dwarf are like this, like the dwarf's this, and the archer is basically this. When you think about it, the dwarf likes working and feeding little people and trying to work all the players in the mines, while the high elf archer thinks smartly themselves and think other races are inferior. We're going deep here, boy. What do we just unleashed? What did we just unleash by thinking that?
What have we done?
So let's start then with the high elf archer.
Can I find Orkbolg?
Oak? Like the tree?
No, orc. As in orc, Orkbolg.
So yes, he's got green hair, he's got a slender body. Got a nice slender body sometimes, don't you? I mean, best with a high elf. If you look at other elves anyway, they've got big tits for some reason. But again, I'm not complaining. But jiggly though. Jiggly, 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 jiggly. But sometimes you got like a flat one. Like a nice flatbread. Let's put some mayonnaise into it and you get ready to go. Yeah, but the high elf archer has got green hair and obviously just looks like an elf. Big ears, he's got way big ears this time. That's what these two point out.
It looks like she's a high elf. They're direct blood descendants of the fairies.
Those ears! Just look how long they are.
Relax, take it easy.
Calm down with the racism there, boys. I mean, he's probably a high elf and probably thinks lower than you, but don't you do it back. Don't give elf Nazis to give. Don't give elves a reason to wipe you out. Don't know what race you are anyway, but apparently you're a druid. But yeah, do you want to know how old she is? Let's see.
Elders.
I'm 2,000 years old. And you're how old?
Yeah, basically she's 2,000 years old, but I think she has the mental maturity of a 15-year-old. Yes! Back you! Back! Back you degenerates! Back! Yeah, the reason why she has like a mental maturity of like a 15-year-old or someone that's very immature, because of shit like this.
It's wonderful.
Good. Don't touch that. It's dangerous.
I just wanted a peek.
No.
Am I crazy or did Orkbolg just take his helmet off? All this time we've spent together and he's never willing to do that
What's with the attitude from this lost child?
Yeah, but also when she's actually on the actual proper, she says that yes, I am a noble race, yes. And all my big gigantic ears, I bet to a turn on, aren't they? But yeah. She's just basically like 2,000 years old. I don't know how well the elf ears work, but when you look at the dark elf twins from Overlord, they're like 70 something and they're still at like they're 9. So maybe elves slower age. Well, they're slower age, they learn more basically. I don't know how elves work. But the one from Interspecies Reviewers is quite old too, I don't know. Elves work in mysterious ways.
It's so sweet, almost like a banana.
So you think melted cheese tastes like a banana? Are you sure you didn't just have bananas on your mind? Give me a banana! She does have some cute moments though, where she's eating, so you see her ears move.
It tastes wonderful.
See, how cute is that, huh? How cute is that? How cute is that? Also, she's known to be a bit of a teaser as well, for an elf who probably sees a lot of cities. She's also a bit of a drunk as well, I've seen. But she's known for teasing.
Much closer to dying than any of the rest of us were, right? And this poor girl, oh no, Goblin Slayer! Blubbering, she was a real mess. Just what I left the forest to see. Now wait up, boys. Don't you know that you're supposed to respect your elders?
Yes, also, once he gets in action as well, so he can do a mighty fine shot. Mighty fine, like a bullet to the west. A mighty fine shot, yes, we're doing an old side with it, boys. Even in the old west, we got some mighty shots, you know what I'm saying? Because the deep west, the wild west, was a wild place. Full of bang bang gun battles that can shoot into the air. Do you want to see this one right now, then, Sam Elliott? So let's go, shall we?
Where the hell are you aiming?
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
So that comes at the end of the higher archer. Her personality is just very, like, proper but immature. Again, we don't know a lot about these characters yet, but over the next seasons when they get announced, we probably do know more of them. I mean, I do know about Momonga. I do know he was an office worker and then he had a sit life. But you still don't know much about him. Like, he created a weird Nazi thing that lives in his treasury. Just saying, we do need, that's why we need loads more seasons and no more characters. But anyway, let's get on to the dwarf shaman, shall we?
In the realm of the humans now. Your fancy long-eared talk isn't going to help.
Oh, then what exactly should I call him?
His proper name, of course, Beard Cutter.
What you talking about, Wills? Yes, I don't know why he calls Goblins a beard cutter. Goblins don't have beards, apart from like one that you rarely see, or two. Yeah, I don't know why he calls him beard cutter, but with his things that down there in the mines.
Mines of Boria.
Probably, yeah, what he said. Also, he's apparently how old?
107.
Disappointed!
Okay, yeah, probably not that bad then, because he's proper age. Yeah, they do age slow again, but they do slowly age dwarfs. Because I think they do. I need to know more about these myths, but again, they have dwarfs in real life. But they don't work in mines. We closed all those down years ago in the UK. Goddamn Thatcher. Also, he's the brains of the group, or some. Well, yes, he's the brains of the group because he got the higher who's the archer. He got the lizard guy who we'll get to. But yes, he is the brains. Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the brain. Yes, he's the brains.
Their hideout is down the left hallway.
How can you tell?
The subtle wear on the stone. Why must you always make things so complicated? Just come right out and ask him to join us.
I am the smartest man alive!
Also, he's a shaman too, would you get to? I never knew dwarfs to do magic. And again, maybe they do. I don't play Warhammer, but I heard they do that and that, but you know, we'll get to that. But also, he has these weird drink that he keeps with him.
I suppose I'll have to offer something too. Huh? Fire wine, a dwarven brew made deep in our cellars.
Yeah, I don't know how you made that, dude, but yeah, actually I do want to know, how did you make that? Especially if it burns people's mouths and stuff.
We're going to need another Timmy.
Also, I did say, he's a magic user. Like, he uses spells like that. Boom, 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 abracadabra. Killed a whole bunch of orphans. No one's gonna miss them, their parents are dead already. The Romanian ones too. But yeah, he uses all kind of spells and he does ones like this.
Deep and sing loudly, spirits. Shout, dance, and sleep like the dead. Show me the dreams of fire wine.
Yeah, dude, I don't think your Fortnite dance is gonna work here. Probably quite confusing for him, but I don't think with that type of universe. But I don't think that's gonna work here, bud. So that brings us to the end of the dwarf shaman. That's literally his name, but he does not have no name. We get to the final member of the party.
Over, I beg of you. Kindly go elsewhere and spare the rest of us. If my companions have caused you trouble, I apologize.
This is a big lizard dude who I wonder if he'll fit in Skyrim.
We ought to dig a big hole. Throw all them dark elves and Argonians in it. And let them tear each other to pieces.
You know, probably not well, but yeah. But his personality is more stern and a warrior, and likes cheese for some reason.
Nectar! This is surely the nectar!
Will this do? You can pay the guild for it.
That's it, cheese. We'll go somewhere where there's cheese.
It's also not stated how old he is, because he doesn't really say, but I don't know how lizards do actually live for. Again, this is a lizard person, so maybe loads of years, but he does mention he has a small lifespan. When the dwarf and the elf are arguing over each other, you know, as they usually do. So maybe lizard men don't live that for long. Again, you probably don't know about that, but again, he's a lizard man and he's stern as a warrior, so can he go?
Thank you.
Move it!
Damn!
Hello, FBI. I'd like to report a real badass, brother. A real badass. You should see this mother effer go, boy. Also, not only that, you can literally raise the dead of lizard people.
Tatir mano mansizon hazan sobar saman.
A miracle for my ancestors.
Don't ask how he knew that. I don't want to ask. And yeah.
What you got there?
Cheese!
Also, one of his motivations to be going around like this is, well, let him explain it.
Raise my status by rooting out heresy so I may become a dragon.
Awkward!
Yeah, probably not a good idea to become a dragon, because you've got many adventurers in the guild and all over the place in anime that actually want to go slay dragons. So I don't think becoming a dragon is beneficial to you, dude. Unless you want to end up like this. So it's never explained, but when you look at him, he looks like a Native American. So do all lizard men in this universe look like that, or do they do this? When we get to it now, the reason why the dwarf and the high elf are Archer here and the lizard man, because they're said by respective countries to deal with the demon lord threat. It's goblins say, yes, I do know about it, but I don't care. I don't care about goblins. Goblins are my true nature. Goblins. You can put me anywhere there's goblins, even in the church. Or even anywhere. I will just kill them with blind rage. Yeah. So they're said by the respective parties is like demons and goblins and any other creatures arising that to deal with that. Again, probably won't get sorted. They say about killing goblins after all. Just don't forget that. Goblins, 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 goblins.
Goblinか
Goblin!
Goblin
Goblin! Goblin Slayer さん
Goblin Slayer!
Goblin Slayer さん Goblin Slayer さん
Goblin
Goblin Slayer さん
Goblin Goblin
Goblin Goblin
Goblin Goblin Goblin
Goblin.
It's time to stop!
So this brings the end to a lovely, lovely little adventure trio, and we now move on to the cowgirl.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Hey there! Morning!
Let's say here, that cowgirl is thick. She is thick, boy. She is, up there. I might unload it up, turn it out into a mayonnaise sandwich, and squish it all together and that's a mayonnaise sandwich and a half. I mean, look at that. You can drive race tracks around this body. That's so much curves. You can drive race tracks around it. That's so much curves. Yeah, it's also got these real big titties too. Let's look. Those titties are precious. Those titties need to be protected. Those titties are the answer to life. Those titties are God's gift to all of mankind. Also now we get to the backstory her for the first, now I mean, who wouldn't? Best girl on the show. So basically she's basically Goblin Slayer's old childhood friend, and she actually managed to get out of the village before the goblins came in and mongreled and Gamfis canned everybody. Don't know why, but they did. Yeah, the same. And yes, he's also a pretty good cutie too, for being Goblin Slayer's best friend.
Deliveries? I should go with you.
If you'd like.
Well, in that case, I'll go get the wagon ready for you.
Don't worry, Uncle. We'll be fine. I know how overprotective you can be. I've got this. I'm a lot stronger than I look, you know.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Yeah, basically she's just basically their best friend. You know much about her, apart from that they knew each other from little, and she just grows some good assets. I ain't talking about criminal assets or the other assets, I'm talking about assets. Because he's got ass. I mean, look at this. He's big boy. Look at that bigness. Hell yeah, boy. He's big. Oh yeah, boy. See, that was the end of Cowgirl then. Let's say how much of a good character she is. There's a lot of personality, I swear. A lot of personality. Personality.
Mommy milkers, big mommy milkers, big huge milkers, and huge big milkies.
So this brings us onto the goblins then. The main enemy of the show. Vile little things.
I like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. I like to move it.
Yeah, so basically, in this, they're basically the equivalent of the gremlins. Yeah, basically imagine the gremlins, the critters. Oh, what were those nasty little things rolled up into one? You have like old tidal wave of destruction on your hands. Literally. Like gremlins, critters. I can't think of anything else that I've got in my mind. I probably had them in name edits, but you know, but yeah. Yeah. And also they've got different types. You got Goblin Champions, Goblin Warlords, Goblin Lords, Hobgoblin.
Spider-Man, but you're a little late for Halloween.
Nah, not that one, but you know, Hobgoblin. Bargady's crushing her. By almighty, he's swinging around like a paradol. By God almighty, he's broken her in half. That girl had a goddamn family, by God. Yeah, so basically got different all kinds of types. It sounds like you're playing Warhammer here. Because basically have their own army that you got like, yeah, send them there and send them there. Now, play Warhammer, probably doesn't know what it's like. Yeah, basically got their own Warhammer type army. And also, these little critters have their own, let's say, tastes.
Elves. If the girls are rescued, they're traumatized from being treated as playthings, and usually end up joining temples.
Me?
Oh well, they're a frat party, alright then. They have their own frat house. And also, what are you going to do when you yell me too with them? I think you're going to tip you over. I'm going to do like down there, hey deeper, like a dog trying to get to a peanut butter jelly can. So now you're going to listen to me too, boy. They just want to get you down and dirty. Literally, just want to torture you afterwards. You know, they're vile creatures. Which is odd, because unlike other animes, like Overlord has those ones which are pretty nice. They're mischievous, but they're still nice. And slime animes are kind of nice of slime goblins who become human or eat after a while. Don't ask that. Even the female dragons are going to become women. Only flaw with that though is probably too much fan servicey. But the goblins are these. You don't want to mess with them, boy. Unless you're this dude. You don't want to mess with them. So yeah, that brings us into the goblins, and you know how bad they are. Let's get into the other characters in this that kind of stand out, but not much, because probably two anyway. So let's start with the Shield Maiden.
The Sword Maiden. Hello?
Oh well, she's basically just an ear character. Literally. Got that bandage over her eyes, she's perfect at Nia. Also, the Sword Maiden, Shield Sword, whether she apparently defeated the original Demon Lord, Probably not well with rising again, just saying, not good at your job, are you? Like years and years ago, now she's like a holy figure in this world. But again, let's get back to her. Because she is beautiful, baby. I mean, look. Looks like she's got banners over her head, and she looks like she's into BDSM, blonde hair. And also this anime is very etsy, because you see those big ass tits poking through there, boy. You got a real blonde babe on your hands. Also, could be into anything really if it's BDSM. She's not like you can see the holy shield made him, but you can get unholy in her bed, baby. Oh yeah. So this brings us into the other character that kind of stands out, and
oh, now. You're not spreading rumors, are you?
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36, but
yes, there's a big titty witch. Now, witch is actual name as well. Good on the originality there, or imagination. Witch maybe stands out. Good on you. Yeah, basically he's a witch that kind of goes around with another warrior who actually stands out a bit, but you don't know his name much. Those only 3 characters I've shown that actually stand out. So much so far, they don't. The rest of them don't. You just see him in the background doing shit and being useless. But yeah. Also, this witch likes to take it up more than Gandalf does.
Different every once in a while. The world is full of
get this smoke out of here. I'm choking. But yeah, this witch is no big titty witch. I mean, you got a lot of big titty witches. Look at Mercy in Overwatch. And that was years ago though, when it was good. But yeah, she's a big titty witch, and also she's got the thigh going on. Those thick thighs save lives. Those thighs are delicious. Those thighs are out of this world. Those thighs are magical. Those thighs... You know what, I think you get the gist. So let's get into the action then. You want to see more goblins dying? Do you want to see more gore? Do you want to see more goblin rape? Well, probably not goblin rape, but do you want to see more gore and goblin death? Let's get to it. Probably not as awesome as Goblin Slayer doing it, but it's really still good so far. Oh yeah, but also yeah, it's basically every character does in this just kill goblins. Basically, action is you slice goblin head there, slice. But yeah, let's say the action is basically just goblin slaying. Can't go wrong with that though, can you? And basically, but also I like this scene. And they're walking in the woods like a band of badasses, like they're making their own album, something like that.
I'm moving the snow. Tell me what's the rush. You don't know me well.
Speaking of action, hey, those goblins coming back. Be right back. I gotta kill them. To the controller. Gonna go with the controller. Be right back, boys.
Hello there, traveler. I've been watching you wander around aimlessly. You are lost, aren't you? Yes, I can see that. Let me help you find your way again by smashing the like on Oracle's video, and then also subscribing to my channel as well, DX Army. Thank you guys very much. I will be on my way now. I want to thank Oracle for having me, and yeah, smash like, guys. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, you want some cool merch? Then head down to my Teespring store where all these designs are made by me, ranging from mugs, hoodies and t-shirts, and even from catchy slogans that I have made myself. Oh yeah! Yeah, some tasty stuff. Get it all today.
Tighten up the senses, no fairness is needed for pigs. Laughter so hard, playful smiles, die gets
Let's sort those goblins out here, boy. Get a little noggin on the hand here, boy. Yeah, noggin. So where were we? Oh yeah, this is it. Oh yeah, so what I said about this world being like a game like thing, because there's strong similarities to being so.
Identification. Now, there are 10 ranks for adventurers. Platinum is the highest rank. Following that is gold. However, the highest rank people you'll encounter out in the field are the silvers.
And also premium is $9.99. Pay up, missy, it ain't free.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, because they even send out, you know how like you do online or fantasy type quests when you look what's on the notice board and see what's the quest up there, and they even do that.
Good morning, everyone. Who's ready to see all the available quests today?
Yes, finally!
Like Dominatrix wants people to step on for only like 500 gold. What a weird guess, but again, it's 500 gold done. I do really need that good sword I saw in the shop back there. Just deals 15 damage % more. And ain't kind of being stepped on either. Well, I'm gonna take it. Here you go, Mussy. Also, like an online game or like a MMORPG, can even get banned as well. Basically, we got stealing like this douche little elf did.
You'll regret this!
That isn't likely.
And yeah, did mention the priestess dies earlier, but I mentioned the goblin slayer dies too. That money, he gets resurrected later on, because you know it's a game world, isn't it? Don't ask why it is, because it never explains why you have like these different rules and stuff like that. But again, not an isekai though. Where did that van go? Very weird. Had to keep an eye out for that. Could be anywhere. Now we get to the climax, boy, and this where shit's get real good, boy.
Good morning. It'll be just a minute. Breakfast is almost ready.
Run.
Huh? Okay, you're kidding. You are, right? Come on.
There were tracks.
Run.
Oh no, don't protect the titties, protect those titties. Don't let the goblins get those perfect part of that cowgirl. Yes, not the perfect, I mean it's the cowgirl, different the cowgirl.
The strong must protect the sweet.
Yeah, so basically Goblin Slayer finds out that the goblins have been casing joint on the farm, and they find out a goblin lord doing that. I don't know why the goblin lord will want the farm. They'll explain why, because it's just a farm, 2 people living there, because it's easy to get rid of them and the farm's useless. As they know how to plough the farm. Yeah, they really want to plough those mummy milkers, that's what I mean. Anyway, well, probably not plough, everybody know, like essentially, but again, what would the Goblin Lord need of a farm? To make money with, or?
It's free real estate.
So when Goblin Slayer finds out about this, he actually goes to the whole guild and has to ask them for help. But they eventually don't.
I could handle them in a cave, but I can't kill them out in the open alone. Please, I'm asking for your help.
No, I don't really feel like it.
But they actually do warm up to it when he mentions, I'll put anything on my line for you, I'll give you money, everything, anything you need. And they'll say yes. I mean, money works wonders, but again, if he wanted to protect people, do so as well. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. But probably the money.
Now, just give us the tally when you return.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You realize I'll be coming with you too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a live footage of a BTS concert. Do you always think those fans were a bit weird looking, wouldn't you? So yeah, the fight starts on the farm. Best place to have a battle, isn't it? That's outside by a townhouse, as you usually do. Again, you can do that in Age of Empires in the RTS, but you know, fuck the farmers though, kill them and get to the ping. That's what you do. Go full on war crimes on your ass. But yeah, they all start the battle. Some die, like on the guild side, but don't even recognise him. You know, what person you see once and that's it. Again, it's all fighting and slashing and fighting and slashing and them saving each other.
Get your head out of the clouds and into the fight. You want your gold, don't ya?
Yes! Oh, thank you, Lord in heaven.
Snoo. Gotta love snoo. Obviously the Goblin Slayer gets to this Goblin Lord, whatever his name is. I mean, a bit of an edgy name, the Goblin Lord. Really doesn't talk though. It's way higher up, but all he is a battle axe doing yeah. Finally gets to him though.
Obviously, he went to slay some goblins.
And also, he does get him down, but obviously Priestess comes in the last minute and distracts him with healing power. The only times he's been useful throughout this whole show, to be honest.
Damn goblin. Just a disgusting little goblin. And me. I'm the Goblin Slayer.
Brutal.
They eventually beat him though. Kind of easy actually, because he had more trouble with that champion early in the anime. Obviously did kill him when he got resurrected. Bit anticlimactic climax actually, isn't it? Think about it. You know, Goblin Lord would be much harder, but he's just shoving away like this, like a rat, like a stinky little rat. And again, eventually back to bar and celebrate.
Warm it up for me, please?
Why?
The other time it happened, I kept my eyes closed because I was too embarrassed to look.
Scandalous!
And yes, that's the Goblin Slayer show. So now we get on to the next part then, shall we? So what?
Ohio! That was weird. Hi, I'm Kez, and unicorns. Yeah, it's actually an alpaca dressed as a unicorn, but there's no budget, okay? There's no budget for a staff either, so you get weird, kawaii 2021 priestess. Slay the goblins. Cool. So, let me tell you, Goblin Slayer. The first I heard of Goblin Slayer was action. Lolly! Go on, sit! Sit! You're so cute. You're not like those goblins, are you? No. What was I saying? Thanks, Oracle, for inviting me to be awkward here today. I love that. Thanks. Apparently, I'm here to talk about the controversy surrounding Goblin Slayer, but I have thoughts, I have feelings, I have issues. So we're gonna work that out, and you get to listen to all my weird random thoughts. Aren't you proud you clicked on this video now? So I'm gonna be using what might seem like some kind of weird examples to illustrate my point, because I can't draw for shit. So my only option is to paint you a picture with words, because I can't paint either. I should really better myself and try and do something other than watch anime, but it's just so hard. I love anime. I know, shocker, right? And actually, the first I heard of Goblin Slayer was because I found out that there was controversy surrounding it, but I didn't really know why. I didn't really dig too deep because spoilers. Lolly! Sit! So I'm thinking fantasy, adventure, kind of danmachi. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? By the way, no, it's not. You do. More so than, you know, reincarnated as a slime or ReZero or Konosuba, because I was assuming it was not an isekai, which it's not. Big brain points. And I thought, it's Goblin Slayer. So that's got to be like an ironic title, right? Because everyone knows goblins are low-level grinder monsters. Yeah, they really like that dating app. I don't know what I'm saying. Low-level grinder monsters. Yeah, they like to do that dating thing that people do these days, apparently. So why would there be a Goblin Slayer? These are the monsters that young, new, budding, excited adventurers, they join a guild and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go on a quest and kill me some goblins, yay! The whole point that actually it's about this main kid who really, really wants to be an adventurer, right? But he's kind of bad at it, like really bad. So like he goes into the guild every day and he looks for a quest. And then he's like, oh, there's another goblin quest today. And he goes on these quests day in, day out, and he can't even slay a goblin. So it's like ironic, right? Because everyone's like, oh, it's the Goblin Slayer, because you're shit, bruh, just give up. Become a merchant or something. Maybe it's better for you. Actually, is that not the whole premise of Konosuba? But no. You see, these goblins, these are not Jura Tempest Federation goblins, okay? Maybe if Rimuru-sama had been there, these goblins might have changed their ways, grown to be loving, compassionate beings. Or maybe a human, you know, killed Rimuru, and now they're getting some vengeance. Yeah, that could work. But like, who's gonna kill Rimuru-sama? Except maybe that girl that spent 300 years killing slimes and maxed out her level. What a bitch. It's your fault. These are not your normal goblins, as I soon discovered when I started watching it. And I was like, oh, there's a cute little priestess. What do you mean they slay goblin babies? Those motherfuckers! As I soon discovered when I started watching it. And I was like, oh, there's a cute little priestess who walks into the guild and signs up, and within seconds she's been invited to go on a quest by a party because, spoiler alert, she's female, she's blonde, and she's a priestess. Everyone wants them. If you play any RPG game, this is the character you want to be. And then they go and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on a mission, slay some goblins. Damhachi. Damhachi. Yeah. I'm here a week. And you know, these young, fresh adventurers go off on their quest to slay some goblins, and I suddenly look at my partner and I go, they're all gonna die, aren't they? Yeah. But you know, I really didn't see it coming. It's like this time when I got to pick the anime that we were going to watch, and I was like, oh, let's watch something cutesy with like magical girls, and it would be kawaii, and it would be like, oh yeah. I picked Madoka no Magica. Let's never speak of it again. This, the level of violence and gore of episode 1 of Goblin Slayer was intense. I was not expecting it until I was expecting it, you know? I mean, within seconds, this whole team that we think it's going to be about are either dead, if they're men, or if they're women, they're raped and dead. So either way, They dead. Except for the priestess, obviously, because she has God on her side. Is the Goblin Slayer God? Because, I mean, if God is watching over the priestess, it just seems like an odd coincidence that the Goblin Slayer would just magically appear at the right time to save this young budding priestess. So instead of getting the fun fantasy adventure anime I thought I was going to be getting, I was getting something more in line with Attack on Titan, Madoka, Magical Girl Sai, redo of Healer. Yeah. And there was a lot of controversy around it, right? Because, well, I don't really know why, actually. That's the thing I'm angry about. Because, you see, Australia decided that they were going to censor certain manga, anime titles, such as Manga Sensei and No Game No Life, which truly I wish Australia had no life right now. That anime is one of my favourites. And Goblin Slayer was among this bunch that were going to be censored. For reasons, apparently. And you know, it's weird because, like, on the one hand, the controversy is kind of what builds something. It's like a stealth marketing tactic, because you see, as soon as you tell people that you're going to ban something, even people who probably wouldn't have been bothered by that anime, they're going to watch it now. The people that seem to be making these rules, right? There seems to be two issues that they have. Actually, there seems to be many issues. They could own their own news agents by this point. The biggest being that they seem to not understand that by telling a child or anyone, you can't watch this, immediately makes the person go, well, now I'm going to watch it. I need to know why you are so against me watching it. Why can't I watch it? What is it about? I need to know. They probably didn't even need to know before, but now they want to know. They want to know. So that's an issue. Then you have this weird idea that these people don't know that VPNs exist. Like, do they know that with a click of a button, anyone can watch these shows regardless? Because they can just, yeah, I don't need to explain what a VPN is. Because I'm pretty much going to go out on a limb and say that most people that were interested in knowing what Goblin Slayer was about, including the people that probably weren't interested in it until it was censored, now have watched Goblin Slayer and know what it's about, and probably side with me in that it shouldn't have been censored for many, many reasons. And they seem to have this really, really flawed logic that literally makes me seethe in anger. I'm seething right now. Can you tell? Something like that. They seem to think, oh, it's animated. Animated equals cartoon. Cartoon equals children. Yay! We added 2 and 2 together and we got 27. Yay! Awesome. Well done. Kind of dumb is what the word is. You know, there's this meme. I can't find it. I was looking for it the other day and I spent ages looking for it and I just can't. And it's like a little kid and he's saying to this adult he's just met, and this kid's like, oh my god, I love anime because it's so bright and colourful and action and superpowers and yeah! Why do you love anime, adult human person? And the adult human person is like, I like emotional pain. I feel that. Because cartoons do not equal for kids. Like, there are so many cartoons that are not for kids. Even not in anime for a second. Like, Rick and Morty, not really for kids. Midnight Gospel, maybe a kid could watch it, but it might send them into some existential dread or something. Sausage Party, you know, these are cartoons that are not aimed at children. yet they still get to be aired in all countries without being censored. Why? And then you think about other animes that haven't been bad, because let's be honest, the worst episode of Goblin Slayer from our sort of depictions of violence type issues is episode 1, because it's not really that bad after that one. It's more the shock factor, because like an animes either do one of two things, okay? They either have a very slow build, which is why you always have to watch at least the first 3 episodes before making a judgment call on whether you're going to continue watching this anime or not watching this anime, because you just never know. Except for that one time when I was watching Wixos and I was really not vibing with it and my partner wasn't vibing in it. But we got to like episode 6 or 7 and I was like, no, I feel like it's going to get really good in a minute. And then realised that we'd started on season 2, so it really wasn't a surprise that neither of us were vibing with it and had absolutely no idea what was going on. Anyway, we stuck with it and we decided to watch 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And then we watched season 1 as a prequel and you know what, it worked. So, hey. The other option that we get with animes is the shock value that comes from episode 1, which actually makes sense because you want everyone to talk about it online so that everyone watches it, so that it has a good run, so it sells more manga, blah, 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 blah. And there are tons of animes that have similar adult themes that go down in episode 1 but aren't censored. Attack on Titan, Eren's mum literally has her head bit off by a titan and like the entire city gets like killed in the first episode. Cabaneri, tons of people die in that one too. Magical Girl Site, we have depictions of a young girl getting raped by a train station because magical girl animes rule. You should come visit my YouTube channel because I have a video coming up on magical girl animes soon. It's going to be a riot. Yeah, magical. Then you have Redo of Healer, which yeah, Redo of Healer. Nice.
Paranoia Agent, Tokyo Ghoul, School Live. Is it School Live or School Live? I never know. That we're talking some serious devastation happening at the end of the first episode. Boogie Pop and Others. It's time to die. Hell Girl.
And this is only like a very small collection of animes that have these horrendous things happen. Madoka I would throw in there, but I don't think it happens in the first episode, and I watched the film versions of it, so it happens in the first film within I think the first 20 minutes when the girl gets her head bitten off, and I thought it was a dream because I was expecting a cute magical girl anime, but I digress. Ascendance of a Bookworm, or that one with Louise and she summons the boy. Bang. That one. I'll fix that in editing.
The Day I Became a God is about a girl who's actually really, really sick. Yuki Unit is a Hero is an anime where magical girls literally sacrifice their limbs in order to save the world. And don't let the beautiful OP of Guilty Crown fool you into thinking that it's not a really, really dark and messed up anime of the adults all turning against these kids and trapping them in the middle of the city. Magical Girl Raising Project, again another magical girl anime that is really, really fucked up, which is why I'm doing a video on that on my channel, which is Kezandunicorns. If I haven't already hammered that home enough for you, here's a hammer. Enjoy. Happy Sugar Life, Wonder Egg Priority, The Promised Neverland, Psychopaths, pretty much every isekai, you know, where the main character gets killed before we even get into the anime. Yep, he dead. Yes. Whoop. Yep, I'm dead. ReZero, on which his superpower is that he can die and come back to life and relive it over and over and over again. Reincarnated as a slime, where he gets stabbed and murdered on the street. Didn't I say I want my abilities to be average in the next life, where she gets hit by a truck right at the beginning? People seem to love to paint these isekais as happy, little, light-hearted fantasy animes. They just really seem to love to forget about, you know, that teensy little fatal stabbing or killed by bookcase, run over by a car while saving a kid. just a little interesting plot detail. You know, that the main character's literally dead. You know, like the detective who's already dead. Yeah, that one.
Not a spoiler, okay? It's literally the name of the anime.
My favourite's Betty. You know, maybe it's because we're both really, really short, or I don't know, I just relate. I mean, look, this is exactly something I would do. That's me. Fairy Gone or World End. Not to be confused with World End Harem. I'm sure that would be just as, you know, serious and interesting, even if it does seem a little bit like a retelling of Girls Bravo, but maybe without the comedy as such. World End, Leprechauns, that one. Stay on track, people. Harem animes are awesome, I know, but stay on track. An anime in which humanity has been wiped out and the lone survivor after 500 years wakes up to discover what's happened, only to be put in charge of quote-unquote weapons that are literally young children. Like, okay, technically they're leprechauns, but it's still an anime in which these young beings are being raised to go into battle and die. You're telling me that's not dark? Danganronpa even? You're not telling me Goblin Slayer is that much worse than all of these other animes that I'm listing that apparently are fine. Heck, even if you look at some of the most child-friendly animes, Fairy Tail is a story primarily about a group of orphans. What happens to Erza and a bunch of the other characters where they are literally chained up, tortured, slaves, abused, neglected, forced to work for nothing. I guess that just kind of sounds like real life in a way, huh? Yes, Fairy Tail is my absolute favourite anime. I don't want to hear anything negative about it. I like the fan service, and Mira Jane is the best. I have to say that or she'll kill me. You know it's true, guys. I'm just joking. I love Mira Jane. Moving on. Beastars is clearly an anime that is going to appeal to children, yet the themes that Beastars explores are incredibly dark and very adult. Yet it's cute animal characters. An anime does this a lot, to juxtapose the dark themes with cute animations and cute characters. And I don't know if it's their intention, but it kind of works great when you consider physiognomy. It's a way to teach us that you can't tell if someone's a good person or a bad person based on the way they look. Also makes it, you know, just a little bit more palatable or horrifying, easier to digest. It leaves an impression. Madoka, get out of my head. Okay, I'm gonna stop listing animes that have these issues.
And you have possibly one of the most infamous animes. Why have I forgotten the name of it? I remember the name of it. Higurashi. When the cicadas cry. Like, I remember watching the end of episode 1 of that and just... for, like, time. That was a dark trip. So, again, why is Goblin Slayer the one that there was controversy over? Why is it that that is an anime that people have decided shouldn't be allowed to be seen by anyone ever? I mean, these same people also banned No Game No Life for depictions of incest. Which really pisses me off because there's no incestuous relationship in it. Yeah, Sora and Shiro might have an interesting relationship, but they're not blood related, and there's no romance there at all. There's no romance between Sora and Shiro. Like, which just confuses me more.
And I know, and And I know you ain't gonna sit there and tell me that Boku no Pico and First Love Monster don't glorify which is, I don't need to explain how messed up that is, right? These two animes are probably the two that if you're gonna ban animes, these are the ones that you should probably ban.
What?
But these ones haven't been banned. Is it because they're not well known? I don't know.
At this point, the question really is, was this all a marketing tactic to get people talking about Goblin Slayer so that people would watch Goblin Slayer? Especially because, unlike most animes, Goblin Slayer Season 1 ends saying Goblin Slayer will return, which is very rare in animes. Often animes take like years to make a sequel, but like most of the time it takes like a good year or so to even know if they're going to make one. Like, I've been waiting since 2017 for Season 2 of Land of the Lustrous. Is it coming soon? Anyone, please? I need to know. I need to know, please. So, I don't know, marketing tactic? Except it still was banned in Australia and China? I want to say China. By some bigwig Karens who think cartoon equals child. It's really depressing when people that don't know shit about anime try and make up rules and judge animes without knowing anything about animes. It really it really jerks my chicken, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. And I was reading this article about why Goblin Slayer, as well as, you know, other animes, were being censored. And the main reasons for this were depictions of child abuse, pedophilia, incestuous relationships, SA, sexual assault. But again, I just listed off a whole bunch of animes that have those themes in them that have not been banned, which is really confusing. Also, like, when I think about something that is overly sexual about young beings, should DxD not be on that list, really? I love DxD, don't hate me. I love it. It's one of my favourites. Yay. I like Kaneko. Nyang.
The infamous Interspecies Reviewers, which is an awesome anime. I loved every second of it. I like the slime girl. She's slimy, but in a good way. But again, this is the type of anime that could appeal to children. It's colourful, it's fantasy themed, it's lots of different fantasy type races and characters. And it's really high up on Mal because Nuxtaku decided to convince his audience to give Interspecies Reviewers really high marks to see if they could get it to the top of the charts for the season in which it came out, which is hilarious to me.
Good job!
And I know that Funimation stopped airing Interspecies Reviewers after a few episodes, but it is still available to watch elsewhere. So, while Funimation decided to stop airing it, there was no big, we are banning this in this country. It was Funimation's decision as a broadcasting company, which is, to me, very different.
So, it's like these bigwigs are trying to make rules, but because they don't know anything about the industry that they're trying to make rules of, they just look like jackasses. And they look like idiots. And they piss people off. So I'm reading this article, and it lists all of these things, and it's like, we reserve the right to censor things that we think might endanger children or have these depictions of graphic adult themes. And it's like, or, you know, just do what broadcasting companies have been doing for years and put them on after a certain time of day, give them an age restriction certificate, because they exist, you know. Maybe they don't know. Do they not have them in Australia? Is Australia like a weird place where you don't have that stuff? I don't think it is. And then I'm going to go on a tangent. You ready? This whole thing's been a tangent. Kez, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Tangent. Anime is an art form. Art forms for centuries have been used to explore the positive and negative, the light and dark aspects of the lived human experience, to explore these themes that interweave between different cultures and different people and places and yada yada yada. Need Psyche K in there, yada yada, yada yada, yada yada. And I mean, Shakespeare? You want to talk about incest? You want to talk about banning any art form that depicts incest or sexual assault or child abuse? Because I'm pretty sure Shakespeare's works cover all of those things, as do a hell of a load of TV shows.
These super creepy children's shows that are made in the West, yet for some reason we need to ban certain anime. It just makes no sense to me. It's so hypocritical and it's so, my word of the video, dumb. Stop.
And films like The Girl in the Basement, that new film about the girl whose dad lures her into the basement of their own house, then locks her down there and then has sex with her and forces her to raise her incest-born children underneath the house when her entire family thinks she's like dead or missing. Why wasn't that banned? And that show with the girl who goes to see the teacher and ends up getting into a relationship with the teacher, and then she wants to leave, so he decides to trap her in the basement, and then she ends up killing him. Adult themes. I'm getting, my spidey senses are tingling because I'm sensing adult themes here. Just said my hentai. And this might be way off the cusp, but I want to know if Boku no Pico is on that list, because yikes. So all this to say, people that don't know what they're talking about banning animes really are dumb. Because if a no one like me on the internet can sit here and name all of these things that have depictions of the things they're apparently trying to avoid, and they're not banned, does that not just really expose how big a hypocrites you are? Like, just say you hate anime and you don't like cartoons and go. There are plenty of animes out there that are aimed at adults. And I guess one could argue that because Goblin Slayer is kind of like a game world, you know, it has while it's a fantasy, it does have a lot of aspects of like an RPG, you know, Sword Art Online, Shield Hero, you know, because Raftalia is a kid and then she levels up and suddenly she's of age, I guess. And I get that because it's sort of gamey, maybe they were more concerned about kids trying to watch it because it's called Goblin Slayer and it's actiony adventure-y, but there are so many other animes that cover the same themes that weren't on this list, and there wasn't a huge controversy. I mean, there was controversy around Shield Hero, there was controversy around Redo of Healer, which is, I liked Redo of Healer a lot, but I like dark shit. What can I say? It's who I am. Yeah, I know, I'm fluffy, I'm pink, I'm pastel, I like unicorns, and I like emotional pain and dark shit. The Promised Neverland. I feel like there are so many animes that, yeah, maybe they would also appeal to children, but at the end of the day, an entire genre or an entire art form shouldn't be singled out and told that they can't explore the same topics that books, plays, TV shows, songs, all of these other art forms can explore. Like, why is there this differentiation there? Why is there this, oh yeah, every art can be used to explore all aspects of the human experience, all kinds of themes that you may not be able to express in other ways, so you can express them through your art. But not you, anime. No. You're not allowed. You are for kids only. Yeah, try telling the kid that Ash Ketchum is actually in a coma and that it's all fantasy. That'll traumatize them. And I know, because I watched Buffy growing up, and that episode in season 6, Normal, scarred me for life. I remember walking around for like a week, just, what if Buffy's not real? It's heartbreaking. Why aren't I funny? So all this to say, the people that decided to censor Goblin Slayer, I really don't know what they were expecting, especially from people that watch anime. Like, were they not expecting people to be able to come up with a list of like all of these books, films, TV shows, plays, musicals, ballets, operas, cartoons, animes that cover these same topics? I mean, don't get me wrong, the first episode of Goblin Slayer is kind of dark and kind of graphic, but there is no way you're telling me that what happens in Goblin Slayer is anywhere near as bad, as dark, or as supremely messed up as what happens in Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire, depending on which one's your poison. I would say the TV show is the poison, because that's season 8. In fact, here's your poison. Take it now, because that season just, it killed me, literally. I'm dead right now. Yeah, I'm a ghost. If someone can sit here and list off everything that cover these same topics, it makes your argument look dumb. It makes you look like you don't know how to correctly create an argument that makes sense, because you're cherry picking when you want to enforce a rule that you've decided that you suddenly want to enforce. And it makes no sense, especially because you're judging something based on the first episode alone instead of watching the overall thing. Like, equally, there are animes where the first episode might be light and fluffy as a pancake, and suddenly takes a detour and ends up in spooky, fucked up, weird ass town, and you're just like, what? I mean, it's not really on the same level, but like, there are animes that have been so supremely messed up or have had such dark endings that I have just sat there and been like, yeah. I recently watched Devilman Crybaby. That was, I mean, I kind of saw it coming, but it definitely made me a crybaby. And I'm already secretly the devil, so what I'm saying is I'm Devilman Crybaby. This has been a quest all of its own, I'm telling you. I'm the goblin you have to slay, by the way, in order to shut me up. You don't get to pick and choose which laws you enforce. I mean, actually you do, because the police and the government are all corrupt as hell. So I guess they do get to do that, but they shouldn't. And it implies to me a few actual real bigger problems. Anime is an art form. An art form, a storytelling art form, an art form that is designed to explore all aspects of the human experience, to explore happy themes and dark themes. Anohana, for example, explores grief because their childhood friend died. Like, that's very, very sad. A child, I don't know if it would harm a child. A child might not understand it. It might just go over their head because babies are tiny. I say that, I'm only 4'11", so unlike the size of most 4th graders. What up? Kill me now. But that's a dark theme. Anohana is an incredibly sad anime.
Though it did not devastate me as much as Your Lie in April, I can't relive that. It was... Your Lie in April is beautiful, but so sad. And the main kid, he was horribly abused by his mother. And it's about his journey into learning to love music for himself instead of associating it with his abusive mother who died and left him orphaned and living on his own. And then it's also about the deuteragonist, the girl who loves music and loves life but is dying.
Wonder Egg Priority explores themes of grief wrapped up in a magical girl format, because that's what magical girl animes do. Reminder, come subscribe to my channel if you want to watch a video on that, because it's coming soon to a YouTube near you. Yeah. Wonder Egg Priority, a Netflix original series, is literally about a girl whose best friend throws herself off a building to commit suicide after being sexually abused by her teacher. Does that not check all of these boxes, Australia?
And this is a Netflix original anime, so it's an anime available on possibly the biggest streaming site in the world, and it explores these themes. Come to think of it, High Rise Invasion is basically about a bunch of kids killing kids, and there's SA in that too. And isn't Seven Seas kind of dark? And Children of the Whale, even Dr. Stone, Ajin, and I'm pretty sure these are all Netflix original animes. Interesting.
I feel like that would fit on your list, Australia, alright? I feel like that is depictions and exploration of themes such as SA, child abuse, violence towards children, suicide, because let's batu that taboo for a moment, because we enjoy doing that apparently. Okay, spoiler alert, I lost my mum to suicide, okay? I'm making a dark joke. Please don't hate me. I struggle to talk about it, but I feel like it's important here because anime is my life. I want to impress how important anime is for helping people of all ages to process emotions and see different perspectives on the world and understand different emotions and different experiences that they might never have experienced in their own world, in their own lifetime.
And do we even need to talk about how dark and disturbing fairy tales are? And Disney films are, if you actually look beneath the surface level. Beauty and the Beast being about Stockholm Syndrome, potentially. Little Red Riding Hood and Sleeping Beauty being about sexual assault. And these are stories literally aimed at children. I literally wrote my thesis on fairy tales.
And there are animes like Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is one of the most renowned animes that explores basically different ways in which severe childhood trauma affects and presents in different people during their teenage years. And then, you know, the world ending, like in Devilman Crybaby, because they needed a way to get rid of all the crybabies. They just bombed the planet now, we're doomed. And I could literally sit here and list off so many animes that deal with darker themes. And the problem with saying we're not going to allow animes that cover these types of sensitive topics be viewed or be readily available, or for their mangas or light novels to be read in our country, because apparently we don't know VPNs exist, actually just places a bigger stigma on so many things. Does that mean next you're going to ban things like, oh, if someone has a mental health issue, because that's already stigmatized and taboo? Are you going to start banning anything where people die in it, because that's almost every anime? Are you going to ban any anime that explores relationships that are different to what we in the West view as socially acceptable? And I know that might sound a bit like I'm saying incest is fine. I'm not. But there is no incest in No Game No Life, okay? I do my own stunts. There isn't. And placing an expectation that there is incest in X relationship when there clearly isn't, if you actually watch it or read it, just proves you don't know shit what you're talking about. You chatting shit over there, Karen? And then you have Boku no Pico. You only need to do a quick Google of that to know that you do not want to watch it. There are even animes that I haven't touched on that still explore these themes, but they do it in a light-hearted way, which in a way is even more traumatizing.
I mean, look at Bunny Girl Senpai. It is an anime that appears outwardly to be a kind of fun, light-hearted school anime, but it deals with real serious issues and traumas at the end of Bunny Girl Senpai. While yes, it's good because it resolves the trauma that a person was subjected to, and it enables them to overcome that and go back to living their life, is heartbreaking and devastating. And in a way, Bunny Girl Senpai is the type of anime that would appeal to young people, and most people probably wouldn't have an issue with children watching it, and they understand the real traumas and underlying themes and discussion points that the anime is trying to address. Saya no Kajitsu, you know, where the school bus crashes and they have to resort to cannibalism. Little Busters is an anime that comes across as super fun and happy and cheerful and light about like people at school. It's really not about that. Elfen Lied or Assassination Classroom, a wonderful and not at all slightly dark in any way anime that's based on the premise that a group of literal school children have to murder their teacher. Yeah, that's not dark or disturbing in any way, shape or form, is it? It's also really sad and it made me cry a lot, okay? I still have feelings about it, leave me alone.
Grave of the Fireflies? Care to tell the Australian PM what Grave of the Fireflies is about? What happens in that? We gonna ban that too? I mean, heck, even Spirited Away is kind of dark. Like, almost every anime I have ever watched is dark in some aspect. It has dark aspects in it, dark elements in it. You know why? Because I watch a lot of fantasy anime with elementals. Black Clover, yeah. No, but seriously, I hate myself. It has darker elements in it, and you know why? Because it is an artistic expression of the scope of what it means to be human. Heck, even Pokemon is dark. I could go into... Actually, I also have a video on Pokemon coming up. Yeah, so don't forget to come and subscribe to me. Sorry, Oracle, I keep plugging myself. I'm a bath, okay? And you can't put this weird expectation that because something is animated, it doesn't deserve the right to explore the same themes that other media explores. And as soon as you start censoring things, it's a really slippery slope until you start censoring anything. As I was saying, these are sadly things that occur in the world that we live in. And just because you, Karen, think that cartoons are for children doesn't mean you're right. I know that's really hard to hear, Karen. I know. It's really... I'll get my manager. Just hold on. Lolly! Sorry, Karen, she's busy. She's eating some duck. She says, woof. That's what she says. Oh, Karen, I got Lolly. Here's my manager. She doesn't like you very much, Karen. I think you should go away. Yeah, get out. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late for you to make anime gone. 'Cause I know about anime and I want to watch all the anime. We can sleep at night, but only if we watch anime. So as I was saying...
I got your staff. It was in budget.
Now I can magic Karen away. Be gone! Anime! You can't... I feel like Cher from Clueless, but until we live in a world where these types of dark themes don't exist in reality, banning them from TV and banning certain artists from expressing and exploring these themes is stigmatizing and damaging. I mean, I'm dumb. I have a first-class degree and a master's, but I'm dumb as hell. And the amount of revelations I have had about my own past traumas because I have watched anime is impressive. Not impressive on my part, as in ironically impressive, because I'm such a dumbass. Also, as I said right at the beginning though, even if you disagree with this argument, because yes, sure, okay, there are things that we could say we don't want children to watch. Okay, we're gonna take a slight diversion to Kezarant Town. We're here!
Thanks for riding Unicorn Railways. Have a great day.
What's wrong with me? There are things that you may say that you don't think children should watch, and if that's the case, as I said, that's what we have certification ratings for, right? That's what watersheds are for. I mean, watersheds are less important now that you can just stream whatever you want at any time, but there are like adult remotes. At the end of the day, in my opinion, a parent is responsible for what their child watches. It shouldn't be up to a bunch of people who don't watch anime and don't know shit about it. They shouldn't get to deprive an entire country or countries, in the case of Goblin Slayer, from watching an anime because a few people don't want their kids to watch it. Karen, you want to ban this? Why? Because you don't want your kid watching it, so you're going to stop everyone else in the country watching it. Cool. It's my child, and I take full responsibility for her. She enjoys horror movies, anime, and meat. And walkies. She loves her walkies. Not walkers. Walkies. It shouldn't be up to a bunch of bigwigs who don't know what they're talking about and to decide that no one is allowed to watch something because a few parents don't want their kids to watch it. I hate to be a bit weird here. I don't hate to be weird at all. I love it, actually. It's far more interesting and enjoyable to be weird than to be normal, whatever that means. Can't relate. Fairy tales are for children, and I did my thesis on fairy tales, so I'm just gonna go off on something that I think is very relevant here. There are a lot of parents that would stop their children listening or reading the end of fairy tales when the bad guy gets defeated, or would turn off movies where the bad guy gets defeated to try and create this happy ending. I'm looking at Phoebe's mum in Friends here because old Yella, rough. And that's actually psychologically detrimental to your children, because the point of a fairy tale is that it has a character that a child can put themselves into, and it's meant to teach them a lesson that through life they're gonna have to experience things that might be difficult for them. They're going to have to overcome obstacles, they're going to have to be resilient, they're going to have to work hard, but if they do all of that stuff and they overcome those obstacles and they do all this good stuff, eventually they can beat the bad guy, they can win, they can live a happy ending. If you don't have the bad guy be defeated, it actually is detrimental to a child's sense of morality as they grow up. So I don't know, was the controversy around Goblin Slayer, was it purposefully built up to try and get people to watch Goblin Slayer, or did it just completely backfire on the places that decided to ban it? Because I know that one of the main reasons I wanted to watch it was because I'm like a child and I was like, yes, I need to know why apparently I shouldn't watch this anime. What's wrong with it? I need to know. I'm too curious. I do my own stunts. And that's where I'm going to call it. So I think that's all my thoughts on why the controversy around Goblin Slayer is dumb, but that it probably did help Goblin Slayer to get more views, as I said at the beginning. Because, you know, got to get them views and clicks. Yeah. Oracle, thanks again for having me. Arigato gozaimasu. And I'll catch you over on my channel. It's Kezandunicorns. Bye!
So do you enjoy that part? Don't forget to subscribe to Kez, by the way. This is a good channel and also kind of cute, good pastel. But yeah, I'll leave her channel in the description. We'll get back to the end of it anyway. So yeah. Source 4th of Season 2. Well, obviously Season 2 has been announced, but I don't know when it's going, probably next year. Imagine having Attack on Titan final season, was in Shield Hero Season 2 and this next year. Another banger year that all anime I'll probably end up missing. I mean, there's a lot this year. Don't need was Slime, but Slime anime, that second part of it. Yeah, also there was a movie which actually was a shorter episode, longer episode than the movie.
So that was a fucking lie.
Not gonna lie though, it was a good episode. It introduced a new character, probably joined the party as well. But it was just a longer episode. It wasn't a movie at all, and I don't remember that much seeing it actually. Probably had to watch that at a point, but yeah, get in. So that's my thoughts of Season 2, because Season 2 is coming, as been announced. I mean, why wouldn't it? This is an epic anime. You're more goblin slaying, don't you? You're more heads getting lopped off by goblins and shit, don't you? Of course we do. So yeah, that concludes the Goblin Slayer review, and I don't know when I was going to do Rise of the Shield Hero, as this was meant to be this month, Rise of the Shield Hero. As Goblin Slayer was in July, but I was ill. Just I couldn't help with that, but yeah, don't know when Rise of the Shield Hero is going to be. Probably further down the line. I mean, Season 2 is out next year, just watch that first, then probably go back to that, then watch that again, and bang, bong, 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 go back to that, back to that, back to that, back to that, and see what happens. Probably won't be review it for a while though, so, you know. Yes, Goblin Slayer is probably one of the best animes out there at the moment, and hope that Season 2 might come out next year, I have no clue. But it's announced. Get more Goblin Slayer and more of the cowgirl titties, anyway, so yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to check out Kezandunicorns channel. Probably won't do much because they're a bigger channel than me anyway, so you know, but it doesn't do much to help them grow. And yeah, something, and for next month, something nightmarish, don't you think? And again with Kez, probably one of the last, the first time I ever did a collab, but probably won't be the last. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, but something nightmarish coming next month. Don't worry, you can still do spooky stuff for Christmas. There's loads of spooky stuff for Christmas, but anyway. So let's end this review in, and yeah, so if you enjoyed this review and want more, don't forget to subscribe if you want to do this, and smash the like button, boys. Stay spooked. Huh?